Hello, my friend, how's it going? So, man, as you know, when you're doing a lot of this work on your own, self actualizing, it can be really easy to become disconnected from other people. And you know what it kind of feels like, man? It kind of feels like you're just doing this all by yourself and no one else is doing it. The truth is that some other people actually do this work, and really all human beings are trying to do this work, mostly indirectly, but some are doing it directly. And when we say this work, what we really mean, man, as you know, is to face ourselves, right? This is all that there is to do, man. So there's a trend, there's a pattern of something I see. You know when you connect with another human being, you're like, oh my God, you've got everything else that I've got. All the shit that I'm experiencing, you're experiencing too. What the fuck? Well, it's kind of like that. You see another person, you see their process, you see their soul. And when you see this, you're like, oh, dude, I get you. Wait, but this whole time you were doing it too? And like, it's just connection, isn't it, man? Connecting to another, not even brother, sister, anyone. Connecting to another soul and realizing that, yes, dude, other people are trying to face themselves. And here it is, man, here it is. Compassion is a higher consciousness state and experience. It's a higher consciousness place to come from. And when you realize that other people are doing this work, they're just trying to face themselves, you become compassionate. You tune back in. Sometimes it will happen inadvertently. You'll just be meeting with a friend. They'll be telling you about, their struggles or something, and you'll be like, oh man, I feel you. I see that you're just doing your best to face yourself, right? And here's the thing. So it's important that you understand that that is the thing. It's facing ourselves. It's not anything else. It's not coping. It's not trying to self-improve. No. It's facing yourself. The deeper end, like the deeper waters of this work, like where it gets really real, you realize, it's just fucking facing yourself. Intuitively, I've always known that it's facing the truth. And by the way, that's the same thing as facing yourself. So anytime I say like truth facing or facing truth, that's identical to facing yourself. Because also what you are, when you face yourself all the way, you are truth. And of course, truth is the same thing as God. So really, man, all you're ever trying to do is you're trying to face your God self. But that's really scary because you as an ego have to die to face yourself. But we know that this is the way to freedom because why? Why are we doing any of this? That's a good question, right? You may or may not ask yourself this. One answer that I have is freedom. People have different answers, right? Freedom's a pretty popular one. Actually, no, another one for me would be truth. Because when you pursue truth all the way, it's actually freedom again, isn't it? That's how you become free. You pursue truth all the way. You become truth, you become God, you are free. So we know this deep down. And what I want you to start noticing is moments where you capture other people facing themselves or trying to, doing their best. This is why, for example, group programs, I don't know if you've done any of this kind of thing, man, where you're part of like a group program or like a community or, yeah, man, you're in that kind of like a space, a community space. This can help. I'm personally not a huge fan of this kind of thing because I find that I am and always have been quite an independent person, but also on a deeper level, I know I've kind of realized that you can hide in a group program. It's easier to hide, actually. But you can't hide if you look yourself dead in the eyes in the mirror. Or you can't hide when you're coming up on a psychedelic. Truth is overtaking. And what can happen for you, man, is you can start to actually become very compassionate to others. Because you realize, oh man, other people have to, go through that stuff. And really, where it gets real is like when you're close to someone and they open up to you. And it genuinely, it's a bit of a shock. It's like, I had no idea that you were experiencing all of this. Now, on some level, man, you knew rationally that they're doing the work. Sure, man. But it's when you begin to emotionally inhabit their world. It's like when you know what it is? I've got it. It's when you finally suspend your sense of self and you're like, you take in someone else and you're like, oh my God, yes, I get you, man. I get you. You're just trying to do the ultimate thing. You're just trying to face yourself. And you know what as well, man? This is another really important thing. Anytime I go to like a workshop or an event or an intensive or something, I always go in like, as best prepared as I can be. And naturally, man, you might have a bit of anxiety. Naturally, you might think, oh shit, am I going to need to die in front of everyone? And maybe that will happen, but it's cool. But what's so interesting is that every single time I ever go to any one of these things, every single other person is exactly feeling the same thing. And having had this happen so many times now, man, I realize it does something. It does something to you. Do you know what it does? It matures you. It gives you perspective. You understand. You know how like every time you meditate, you just get a tiny bit more understanding, a tiny bit more of a perspective on yourself, life, reality, and so on. This is like that. It just increases understanding. And then one more thing that I'll mention, man, that you might experience is when you hold space for someone else and you see that they are just trying to face themselves, for you, it will kind of feel like the pressure is off. Because in order for you to actually be there and hold space for them properly, you need to let go. You need to get out of the way. So it's actually a blessing and a gift to be able to be there for others and hold space for them. Go out of your way to do this, to be with another person, in person, and look at them in the eyes and receive what they are sharing with you. And just notice, it's not about you. That's the wisdom that you'll get. Because the thing with this experience is if you're fully present with someone else, there's nothing on your mind. But then you have a small insight, which is like, dude, I'm not thinking about anything. I don't have any problems right now. I'm present. And so you could say holding space for another person and being compassionate for them is a spiritual technique which helps you remember. It increases your wisdom. It increases your understanding of humanity. And yeah, man, humanity, a quick insight on that, man. Humanity is not very developed. You probably noticed this, man. People, look around, bro. People are not very developed. But that's just the way it is right now. Some other people might say, oh, and that makes it even easier for you. I'm not going to say that because that feels like a competitive vibe type thing. Fuck that. If you're really wise, you know that it's not about winning anything or, trying to outdo others. It's about outdoing your own self and your own mind so that you can love others, so that you can see all others as you, as one, as God. So use this technique, man. Go and spend some time with people, even if you're not very social, man. I'm not crazy social, but I still do this enough. You got to do it enough. Because if you don't do it at all, you become disconnected from reality. Dude, good luck with this. I love you, man. Take care. Lots of love, dude. And as always, peace.